If you love experimenting with glazes and you want to buy all of the glazes, I have a secret trick for you. This one glaze additive can double or triple the glaze options that you have, creating tons of amazing glaze effects with just one jar. This is a product of our longtime friends at Botz, and I'm so thankful to them for sponsoring this video. First things first, we need to throw some pots. I think I'm gonna make them all quite similar, or as similar as I can, so that the glaze reacts the same on all of them. Then we get a really good test. Okay, our pieces are done. Now comes the fun part. When I was throwing these, I decided to keep the forms pretty simple because we're going to be doing some crazy stuff with the glaze. I personally have sort of like minimalist approach to pottery, or at least designing pottery, in that if we're gonna do something crazy with the glaze, I wanna keep the form pretty simple. Or if the form is pretty crazy, I wanna keep the glaze pretty simple. That's just my perspective, because otherwise, in my opinion, it can start to get a little too busy. So we're going to be using a standard Botz Pro glaze. This is malachite, which is this beautiful kind of foresty green color. And then we're gonna be using Botz Pro glaze. And what I wanna demonstrate to you is just using these two ingredients, I can get a bunch of different effects. Because Botz Pro, like, it changes the glaze. You'll see. I don't know how to describe it, but you'll see. But the first step is to apply the base glaze. Actually, I'm going to do one pot just Botz Pro, so we're going to apply the base glaze, the malachite glaze, on 5 of them. And then I'm thinking, so typically you apply 2 to 3 layers of this Botz glaze on the pots. I think because we're gonna use Botz Plus, I'm just going to do 2 layers. And I like to use these kind of, what do you call them, fan brushes to apply it, because it makes applying paint on glaze a lot faster. By the way, I made these little turntable toppers probably 7 years ago. Like, these are one of the very first tools I made myself. And literally it's just a piece of plywood with 4 nails in it that keeps it on the turntable. Highly recommend, because then you can move things off your turntable without touching the pot, because the pot might be wet. I like to just get a lot on my brush so it's drippy and I don't like do any of this. It makes the whole process faster if you do that. And there you go. It takes like 30 seconds. And that's why we have these removable ones. Okay, I've got single coats on all of them. Made a bit of a mess, but that's fine. The one thing that I do like about paint on glazes is they don't make as much powder as normal dipping glazes because of the stuff they have in them to make them sticky. So I'm less worried about making messes and stuff because it doesn't really turn into powder as much. I also have no idea if this makes a difference or not, but I usually try to, like, if I paint in this direction on the first coat, I try to paint in the opposite direction on the second coat, which is a little trickier. But I feel like it makes sense to me that it would like fill in any gaps this way. Okay, time for our experiments. So give this a good shake. So basically this material kind of acts like an activator. What it typically does is like, it just makes things flow, which is really great, but it also can be quite dangerous. I'm gonna do something a little dangerous in this one by applying it close to the bottom just to see what happens. But typically you wanna give it a little bit of gap, at least in my experience. So basically it acts like an intensifier, like it makes the glaze more crazy. And you can use it on different glazes as well. Like I'm using it on the Pro line, which is the stoneware glazes, but you can also use it on lower temperatures as well. Yeah, it says 1060 to 1280 is the firing range. So I haven't tried it on lower temperatures because I don't ever work with lower temperature pottery, but it does work. And you can apply it by itself, which I'll show you in a second. I'm just realizing right now while I'm doing some crazy glaze experiments, I should have made some cookies. I don't think I have any left. Whatever, it's gonna be fine. I did just apply some more Kiln wash. Okay, so we're going to apply the glaze in 6 different ways. And what I want to show you is like the variety of looks and effects that you can get from, you know, just these 2 materials, right? So the effects that you're gonna get, like the surface texture and the look of the pot, is going to be completely different depending on how you apply this additional ingredient, the Botz Plus. So first one, I'm going to just apply on the inside. And I was cautioned not to apply this too thickly. So it does feel a little bit more watery than Botz glazes typically are. And I guess that's because it's not exactly a glaze. It's like an additive. And I'm just gonna do 1 layer on the inside. So our next test, I want to apply it like halfway. So like along, should we do also the inside? Yeah, let's do the inside because I think that would look cool if the inside comes up and then it's gonna bleed halfway down our pot. I'm a little too nervous to go all the way down because I do know that this stuff makes the glaze flow. So we're gonna try halfway down and hopefully that's gonna save my kiln shelf. And I'm gonna go halfway down. If I can get that break right at the widest part of the pot, I think that would look really cool. Ta-da! Okay, the next one I just wanna try only doing the rim because I don't know how much it's gonna flow. And if it flows a lot, maybe just doing the rim, let's do like a thicker coat on the rim and see like how far that flows down. I'm piling it up on the rim so we can really see. It's definitely thicker than they told me to make it, but it's the rim, it's gonna be fine. Okay, what's the other one? Oh, now I want to do some patterns. So I want to see how it will look if I do stripes and dots. So experiment number 4, we're gonna do stripes. Shoop. And they are gonna go all the way down, which is a little crazy. Oops, these stripes aren't very straight. That's fine. Got stripes. Okay, the last one I want to do is spots. Once again, a little bit, supposedly, goes a long way, so they say, but I'm also desperately curious what happens. So I might be applying a little bit a lot. Spots. Experiment number 6. I want to try applying just Botz Plus to a bisque piece. So without the underglaze, without the malachite, let's try it. I think I saw online that it's supposed to make some sort of crackle effect. Also, I think that this makes it not food safe, so keep that in mind. There's different theories about this, and I'm not sure this is why Botz is saying it's not food safe, but I suspect that's why. Because typically when you have crackle glazes, they're not considered food safe because bacteria and other stuff can get in the crackles and not get fully washed out. Also, I just splattered a little bit on this pot. It's fine. What do you think? Should we apply 1 layer or 2 layers of this? I kind of want to do 2, just to test it, you know? I'm making Such a mess. Our little experiments are done. I decided I'm going to mark them with this oxide pencil. This is like a magical pottery pencil that's going to survive the fire of the kiln, whereas most pencils or pens would just burn off. I want to number our little experiments just in case they look completely different from how they look now, so we know which experiment was which. I'm gonna load these in the kiln now, but I wanted to share with you that I do definitely recommend using cookies underneath your glaze experiments. Whenever you're testing on a new glaze, whenever you're just doing something kind of funky, use a cookie. And if you don't know what a cookie is, it's just like a random clay slab that is going to protect your kiln shelf. It's like a sacrificial bit of clay. I just use a cookie cutter to cut them out, and I usually bisque them, but you know, once they're used, they get final fired, but you can just continue using them again and again. I only have one and a little cookie shard left over. So I'm gonna use this one. That will protect my kiln from at least one pot. I'm gonna use it on this guy because I fear he's going to actually, either this guy or this guy, because he is probably gonna run. The good news though, is that I did just put more kiln wash on my shelves, so if it does run, hopefully it doesn't destroy my shelf. But mental note, I'm going to be making more cookies soon because that's really important. These are so cool, and thank the kiln gods, I had no drips. So let's talk about them. So this is the first one. You remember I just painted the inside. So we have just the straight up malachite glaze on the outside, and then the Botz Plus on the inside makes it basically a completely different glaze color. It almost looks like blue and there's whites in there. It looks a bit like a waterfall. I think my favorite one is the one where I applied it on the inside and the outside. So I painted it in a fairly, like more or less straight line, but it does drip. So you can see here how it dripped down a bit more. I think that looks so, so pretty. Like it's this very like organic look to it. So I think that this one's my favorite. Close second is this one where I just painted the rim. Once again, it also like flowed down the rim a little bit. So pretty. And then you can do all sorts of interesting things with them, like painting it with lines makes it look so completely different already. And then the spots is also really cool. Like it seems like when you paint it thinner, it almost makes like a ghost glaze, and then thicker, it's getting that blue waterfall look. I think that looks really cool. And then, so I did paint one with just the Botz Plus, and I wonder how well it can show up on camera. It is so crystalline. It is so pretty. The subtle effects of this is just so cool. I've never actually worked with crystalline glazes before, and this is forming real crystals, which is really, really cool. That reminds me, let's talk a little bit about food safety. So as long as you are using the Botz Plus glaze over a food safe glaze, it will be food safe as long as it's not forming these crystals. So if you're getting any crackle effects, I didn't get any crackle effects on this, but I've heard Botz Plus can do that. If you're getting any crackle effects or crystals, that's unfortunately not going to make it food safe. However, if you really love this effect, what I would do is I would put like just a white or another color glaze on the inside, and then you can just do the outside with it. And as long as the outside is not coming in contact with food, it's totally fine. So I did experiment a little bit with Botz Plus on some other glazes. So this is Fire Opal by Botz, and this is Amethyst by Botz. I do think the Fire Opal might be my favorite. Look how freaking cool that looks. So with this one, I applied it on the rim and a little bit below, and amazing. This is a much more subtle look. I love it. I think they're so, so pretty. So if you're interested in trying out Botz Plus for yourself, they're available in 50 different countries all over the world, all over Europe basically, and in the US they're available at dickblick.com and in select Blick stores. So I hope that this video was interesting and helpful for you. This was a super fun one to make. Once again, thanks to Botz for sponsoring this video and making such incredible glazes. Truly, they're some of the best in the business. So anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.